either drag this bitch, or I could be a child of God and I could just take my ass home. Yo, you know what's crazy is like every day people ask me if I taught myself or like who mentored you or like how did you get here? At least once a day I'm getting that question. Like how did you get here? March 25th, 2015 that this actually happened. My ex-boyfriend at the time was like broke as shit and I was like taking care of him and I was working at Wing House. So this broke boy like had this muffin best friend, which I didn't ever think anything of. The muffin best friend, but then the muffin best friend like texted me and was like, I have to tell you something, you need to meet me right now. So I met the girl. She actually sat me down and told me she was pregnant by my so-called boyfriend and that she's like keeping the baby and they're gonna be a family and I needed to get over it. So of course I was like sitting there like, I got two choices here. I can either drag this bitch or I could be a child of God and I could just take my ass home. Like on some real shit, I've already been to jail for fighting. So I was like, man, I'm gonna be a child of God. I'm not gonna beat this fat ass girl up. I'm just gonna go home. Plus, you can't be fighting a pregnant girl. But I couldn't go home. I had to go fuck ass work because I worked at fuck ass Wing House. So I'm at Wing House like depressed as shit, yo. So I like finessed some regular. The regular like bought a t-shirt because you know if you buy retail and while you're working in the restaurants, whatever, they'll cut you early. So I got cut. I packed a bag because all my homegirls were in Panama City Beach. It was a 5-hour drive, bro. A 5-hour drive. Drove 5.5 hours. Mind you, I started driving at like 9 or something, and there was like an hour time change. But either way, I got there at like 1 in the morning. And then she's like, we don't have a parking pass. What are you gonna do? I got this. So I literally took all my clothes off in the car. I put on this like sexy black dress and some freaking wedges, and I stood on that corner until some guy like, of course, like stopped and was like, hey, where you going? I was like, you know, I would love to hang out, like, but I don't have anywhere to park my car. So I finessed that parking pass from the moment that I got there. It's Panama City Beach. It's spring break. Yo, I have not drank alcohol, done drugs, smoked, or done anything since that weekend. My friend's depressed, I'm depressed, we're just drinking and finessing boys, because mind you, I'm 20 years old. I can't even buy alcohol. Mind you, I got there at 1 a.m. We're gonna go until 4 a.m. the next day. I've already been drinking for at least 24 hours. I've already like, I don't know, God knows what's in my system, bro. So I was in the middle of the street, because me and my friend, we were just so bored. I was like, what can we do to get attention? She's like, let's play chicken with the cars. I was like, so we're hopping in between the cars, like in the middle of the street. There's tons and tons of cars out there. We're just hopping in between them. Like, if you can dodge a car, you can dodge this. I'm hopping in between these cars. This 650i BMW basically grazed my behind, skirts and pulls over. So of course it's a nice car. So we like, let's go see who's in there. The passenger window goes down and there's this one Haitian guy and then there's a second Haitian guy on the driver's side. Mind you, I'm trashed, I'm high, I'm on God knows what, I haven't slept, and I have no shoes on, and I'm in a swimsuit. So my friend's like, ooh, who are you? And so she gives her number and my number, gives my number to the guy in the driver's seat and gives her number to the guy in the passenger seat. I'm like, I'm Princess! And he's like, Princess, let's hang out. Your girl, when I heard that, ran into the sunset. Fast forward to about 4 a.m. that same night. I woke up in some random ass house with this random ass girl on top of me, and I was like, yeah! I literally freaked the fuck out. I grabbed my bag, I jumped in my little red Volkswagen, and I drove my ass all the way home drunk. Like 5.5 hours, drove my ass home drunk. I didn't give two fucks. I'll never forget, because when I got to my bed, mind you, I lived at my dad's house. I was so dead. I literally remember being in bed like, this is how I died. Of course I was texting like mad boys, like my number was fresh, like I didn't give a damn. But one boy, like he had been texting me, but like I was texting so many boys, I wasn't really texting any of them like directly. I didn't really know who I was talking to. This one boy, accidentally, you know how iPhones, you can send your location to people. So I get a location at about 11 o'clock at night. And I noticed the location is actually, it's funny, it's where I live right now. The location was 5 miles away from my dad's house. I pick up the phone like, hey, you live near me. And he was like, what? I'm so high. And I was like, really? Because we like live like 5 miles away from each other. He was like, really? He's like, why don't you go on that date with me? And I was like, I gotta get my hair done. He was like, okay, after you get your hair done. But I was lying because I really didn't want to go on the date. But eventually I was like, I'll go in the D. So I got in my car and I sat outside of my dad's house in my car, and then he pulls up and he's like, all right, let's go. And I was like, all right, let's go, I'll follow you. And he was like, no, you have to get in my car. And I was like, boy, why don't you take your rental back and we just get in my car? He was like, it's not a rental. And I was like, yes it is, it's a rental and you're broke. He's like, no, I'm not, I make money online. And I was like, you make money online? You're a scammer, you're a drug dealing scammer. He's like, no, I'm not, I make real money online. I was like, no, you're really a scammer. So he pulls out his license and registration, and I see that the registration actually matches his license, and the where he lives is actually where he lives on his license. So I went inside the house and I changed into Tom's because I knew that this nigga could be still a fraud and I may have to walk home. So we go actually to the movie theater that was just like a block away or whatever. And I remember he just kept staring at me like, and I'm like, what is you looking at? And he was like, you're just so beautiful. Why would anybody give you a black eye? My last boyfriend knocked my ass out. We like went to the movies or whatever. This man went to sleep during the whole movie. And then at the end of the movie goes, oh, that movie was so great. I just want to spend all my time with you. And from that day forward, we actually spent every single day together. He was left-handed, I was left-handed. I don't like pickles and mustard. He didn't like pickles and mustard. My birthday was November 8th. His birthday was November 30th. He had just gotten out of a shitty relationship. I just got out of a shitty relationship. Like, we were like tick and tap, but still working at Wing House. So it's crazy. He actually, like a week after that, he like brought me a pizza to work, and I finessed him and fed the pizza to all these niggas at my job, but I didn't care. But then my job like guilt tripped me, and they're like, you need to go to his house. So I went to his house, and like it was like really, really creepy because like he was just so like staring at me, like just staring at me like he had never seen me before, and I would just be like, why are you staring at me? Plot twist. So I tried to test my waters and see if he could handle my level of psycho-ness. I was literally like, you don't even like me? You talking to mad girls? You probably had like 30,000 bitches up in this room. I don't want to be here. I don't want to talk to you. I'm blocking you and I'm leaving. So I ran outside, and mind you, it's like raining. So it's like that movie like You Got Served where it's like raining and you're like, ah! So I'm like running my little ass to my car, and he like grabs me, throws me in the back of my car, and he like grabs my hand, puts it on his heart, and he's like, do you feel that? Do you feel that? I actually like you. And I was like, oh shit just got real. Shit just got real. We still are like tick and tack, but this is still in 2015 going into 2016. So I still am working at Twin Peaks. I wasn't making money online. I had no interest in making money online. I actually was with him when he made his first $462,000 a month on CPA networks. I just knew he was making money, and I was sitting there like, I'm working at Wing House. And like warm hugs. I still didn't give a shit. It wasn't until he actually convinced me to sign a lease in my name in downtown to live with him. Mind you, my dad told my ass not to sign that lease. Everybody told me not to sign that lease. Everybody told me not to live with him. And I was like, nope. We started living together, obviously. And you know, rent was $3,000. He's starting to have friends over because before that it was just me and him. So I never had been around other men. I never had a living situation where I was going to be around other people. So it was a lot different for me as far as like feeling like waking up in the morning and lemonade being empty. Bitch, when you wake up in the morning and your freaking lemonade is gone, I was like, you know what? I'm gonna buy my own lemonade. So of course I'm starting to sit over his shoulder like, what are you doing? Can I have a training? Can you show me what that does? Can you show me what that does? Can you show me the campaign? What's your targeting? Can you please help me scale? It's not working. I'm not making money. So I started making money. Obviously, things started to get really, really tensional because now at this point, I don't need you. At this point, I can pay the rent that's in my name because you weren't helping me because you were just literally playing with your friends and shit. You just like literally forgot about me and forgot about the person that's been with you since day one. So I started to step up. And then, yo, don't cheat on a girl that got your bank account. He was texting some little girl and actually went and picked her up and smoked like something with her and him and his friends. So I'm like, you know, a girl like me not gonna check you, a girl like me not even gonna kick you out or even text you. You know what I did? I woke up the next morning, I went my happy ass to Chase Bank, I withdrew $22,000 for that. So if you're ever thinking about cheating on me and, you know, we got mixed finances, just know I will withdraw money and, you know, my heart is gonna be a little bit less heavy with 22 grand. I actually went and bought a car the very next day because I was like, you know what? Fuck you. If you wanna text bitches, I'm gonna get another car, I'm gonna shit on you. He never got that money back, by the way. Never. He threatened my life, and obviously we started to get really, really toxic. This is a man that taught me how to make money. This is a man that even though he is gone, I am still making 6 figures a month. I've made over $1.2 million. So at the end of the day, I don't give a damn. I went and bought new titties even. I went and bought new boobs. And you know what's crazy is if you look at my my track record, you can tell when I started started to lose my mind because I changed my hair every single week trying to just find myself and trying to get myself back together, you know? Get myself back together. So I went from like blue hair, pink hair, blonde hair, braids. I changed my hair every week. I was just trying to like do whatever I could to change my surroundings and change myself so that I could stop with being like, I need him, I need him, I need him. Because yo, we would block each other. We would email each other. We would freaking send smoke signals if we could to talk to each other. And we could have a restraining order and that it would be like, you know what? I'll go to jail for you. Okay, I'll go to jail for you too. Like, it was so bad, yo. So bad, so bad. So, fast forward to now, obviously, because I'm obviously talking about it. I have finally gotten clean. I've been clean for a little bit now. I've been clean. I don't even know how long, but I've been clean off of like that whole situation. But I know a lot of people say I've had a relationship like that or I've loved somebody like that. There's a different type of loyalty when somebody teaches you how to eat. I'll be the first to tell you every single deposit, every single transaction, every single campaign brings me back to wanting that situation just for the simple fact of like, I have taught my mother, my dad's baby mama, girlfriend thing. She gonna get mad. I don't give a damn. And you know what's funny? She actually threw in my face that I was in a domestic violence relationship. And you gotta sit there like, if you are somebody who cares about somebody and you know that they're in a domestic violence situation, you know that you can't pull them out of it. You can be that person. You are their backbone. You help them and you pick them up. But you know in the back of your mind, you cannot get them out of that shit if they don't want to get out. Nobody could get me out. I'll tell you, people have came and got me. People have helped me move. People have done everything. And I'll still be, they'll call me the next day like, where you at? Oh, I'm with him. It didn't matter. It didn't matter. It didn't matter what you told me. It didn't matter how much you told me it was bad or if I was black and blue or if I had, the house was covered in glass. I still was like, we're fine. Like, I didn't give a damn. The whole building knew that it was bad. But, you know, don't ever be that person to be like shoving it back in their faces because it's never going to work. It's never going to get them out of the situation. They got to get themselves out. Just like I did. I eventually got myself out of the situation. I had a seven-figure freaking like breakup, like a breakup that changed my life forever. And people always ask me, what is your big why or what's your motivation? My pain is actually from that relationship is what kept me going because I knew that I can't be broke. I could never be broke because, you know, I wouldn't be the girl that he told me to be because actually the first week we started talking, I have it saved and printed out. I got a text message that was like, you know, I know you're 20 years old, you know, that's okay for your age, you want to party and work jobs, but I'm looking for a girl to build an empire and be her own boss and build something that I can have with her. And I said, give me time, just give me a little bit of time. And like, I remember he blocked me, cut me off, and then showed up in my house the next day with flowers in the rain. It was so crazy, yo. There was times we were fighting on I-4 looking like Fast and Furious, freaking racing each other. There were times where he was hopping fences, I was hopping fences, banging on doors at 5 a.m. Like, everything that you can name, I've probably done to him or he's done to me. So I knew though at that moment, like, to be his girlfriend, to be that girl he wanted, I needed to step up. I needed to grow up. And you know, 3 years later, I'm 23 years old. I met him when I was 20 years old, and I have become everything that he ever wanted. And it's crazy because like, he's gone, you know what I mean? And I tell people all the time, it feels like he died because he's not even the same man that I met. And I know in my heart that I can't go back. I know in my heart that we'll never be what we were. But I don't care. Like, of course I miss him. I don't care. I just don't. So you can ask me today. He just dented my car a couple weeks ago. Like, I don't care. I'll get the dent fixed and I'll pick him right back up. Like, I'll pick him up when he's down. He could lose everything and I'll give him my last dollar. Like, I'll give him my kidney. To this day right now, and there's a lot of, and you know, I've tried to, you know, it's not bullshit here. Of course I have people in my inbox, whether it's a professional athlete or a drug dealer off the corner. Of course there's men that try to take me out or wine and dine me, whatever. But I'll be the first to tell you, somebody can treat you like gold, but if it's not that same high, that same like itchy, get you off, need in your heart thing, it doesn't stick for me. It doesn't. At the end of the day, we can never be just because, unless, I don't know, we need therapy or something. Like, we would have to get our heads screwed back on straight to be back at where we were before I started making money online. Because when I started making money online, it just created horrible tension. And like, I wouldn't say that I would give up everything to like go back to that, but I definitely would. I would give up every dollar to have that back. Like I don't ever flex, and he'll tell you that. Like he'll always say, I regret teaching you, or regret this, and I'll be like at the end of the day, we had to eat, and you wanted this. When you have something like that in your life, and you are starting to make money, or your family dynamics are changing, whether it's a baby or $1,000 or anything in your life is changing, and things start to get toxic, just know that it's not your fault. I had to get that through my thick ass head. It's not my fault that things happen the way that they happen. It's not my fault that it didn't work out, and it's not my fault that we chose to, you know, bring violence in the situation, get physical, and we said some hurtful ass shit to each other. I know that for a fact. Like, I know that. It's not my fault. It's just, you know, I was 20 when he met me. He's about to be 27. Like, I'm now 23 years old. Like, you grow a lot, not only as a pure person, but you grow maturity-wise, you grow with income, you just grow. I'm about to graduate college. This man met me when I was like, just moved back working at Wing House, serving iced tea. Like, literally serving iced tea, to now I'm making like literally 5-figure days stably. Like, I've seen more money in the last 30 days than I feel like stably, like my entire life. Like, I'm about to like move, and I'm gonna buy a Lamborghini, for Christ's sake. Like, I have more money in my bank account than I've ever dreamed of. Like, this is the girl behind 6 figures, and this is the girl behind that bank account. Make sure to give this video a thumbs up and comment down below if you relate to anything that I just said. See you guys in the next video.